Hare Krishna, welcome to Morning Amrut Vani program. Her Grace Rupvati Radha Mataji will be giving her transcendental words of wisdom. His Grace Ram Kripa Prabhuji will be reading the Namamrita, followed by Srila Prabhupada quote, followed by Srila Prabhupada Lilamrit. Thereafter, he will also recite the slokas. Welcome to everyone once again. Hare Krishna. Prabhuji, kindly start.
हरे कृष्ण दंडवत प्रणाम। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। ही डिवाइन ग्रेस श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। His Holiness गोपाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज की जय। His Holiness भक्ति आश्रय वैष्णव स्वामी महाराज की जय। His ग्रेस शिक्षा गुरु रूप विलास प्रभु की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण। श्री नामामृत। Anyone who has attained the transcendental affection for Krishna by constantly chanting his holy name remains satisfied in any condition of life simply by remembering the holy name. This is a statement by a person fallen in a hellish condition of life. He addressed the Supreme Lord thus: My dear Lord, Yamaraja has placed me in a situation which is full of filthy and obnoxious smells. There obnoxious smell there, so many insects and worms, surrounded by the stools left by different kinds of diseased persons. And after seeing this horrible scene, my eyes have become sore and I am becoming nearly blind. I therefore pray, O my Lord, O deliverer of the hellish condition of life. I have fallen into this hell, but I shall try to remember your holy name always, and in this way I shall try to keep my body and soul together. This is another instance of ecstatic love for Krishna in an abominable situation. It is to be understood that any person who is constantly engaged in a chanting of the holy names of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, has attained a transcendental affection for Krishna, and as such, in any condition of life, he remains satisfied simply by remembering the Lord's name in full affection in ecstatic love, the nectar of devotion. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada quote, 5th December. If one purposefully commits mistake and sinful life, now I am chanting Hare Krishna. I can do all sinful life. It will become counteracted that a rascal will be punished very, very much. I am living in Vrindavana. Oh, it is Dham. So let me do all nonsense. It will be counteracted. They will be these cats and dogs and monkeys in Randavana. Randavana, December 5th, 1975. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada Lilamrita. Gandhi Jinnah talks. We are sorry to learn that Gandhi Jinnah talks about unity of Indian people have failed for the present. Abhay was not very eh, Abhay was not very optimistic about the results of such occasional talks between several heads of communities. Even if they made a successful solution, it would break up and again take the shape of another problem. They were looking for unity between Muslims and Hindus. But in Europe, the fighting parties were Christians, and in Asia, they were mostly Buddhist, but still they were fighting. So fighting will go on between Hindu and Mohammedan, between Hindus and Hindus, or between Mohammedans and Mohammedans, between Christians and Christians, and between Buddhist and Buddhist till the day of annihilation. As long as there was the contaminated self-interest of sense gratification, there would be fighting between brother and brother, father and son, and nation and nation. Real unity would stand only on a plane of transcendental service to the Supreme. Mahatma Gandhi, Abhay wrote, is far above ordinary human being, and we have all respect for him. But Abhay advised Gandhi to give up his activities on the material plane and rise to the transcendental plane of spirit. Then there could be talks about the unity of all people. Abhay cited Bhagavad Gita's definition of a Mahatma, one who concentrates his attention on the service of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. He requested Mahatma Gandhi to adhere to the teachings of Bhagavad Gita and teach its message of surrender to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna. In this way, Mahatma Gandhi, through his influential position in the world, could bring about universal relief simply by preaching the message of Bhagavad Gita. Hare Krishna.
Pati, you can read shlokas.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna. Yes, Prabhuji.
Bhagavad Gita 15.19. Yo mami samudho janati purushottame se sarvidi bhasti mam sarvbhaven bharate. Translation. Whoever knows me as the Supreme Personality of Godhead without doubting is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotion service to me, O son of Bharat. श्री भगवत भागवतम 4.13.47 एवं से विर्णमन्ना नृपो ग्रह त्रिशीष उत्पाथाये महोदयो दयात अलब्ध निद्रो अनुपश्यति नृभिर्त्वा गतो वेनुभते प्रपसो प्रताम. Translation. Thinking that King Anga should not sleep at night, he became completely indifferent to household life. Once, therefore, in the dead of night, he got up from bed and left Vena's mother, his wife, who was sleeping deeply. He gave up all attraction for his greatly opulent kingdom and unseen by anyone. He very silently gave up by his home and opulences and proceeded towards the forest. Charitamrita Adilila 5.58. Ita sunita putra vikya chwalapana pragalbhai lya kahe summukhi asina. Translation. When the elderly Brahman's sons heard this, he took the opportunity to juggle some birds. Becoming very impudent, he stood before the assembly and spoke as follows. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Shri Radha Ras Bihari Ji ki jai, Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman ki jai, Shri Raj Govardhan Maharaj ki jai, Shri Gaur Nitai ki jai. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Guru Maharaj, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to morning chanting program. Please bless me so that I may be able to speak before you. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam to all. Today's Namamrit is from the Nectar of Devotion, teaches us one of the most astonishing truth of Bhakti Yoga, or we can say the power of Bhakti Yoga. Anyone who has developed love for Krishna, transcendental affection for Krishna, remains satisfied in any condition of life simply by his remembering his holy name. So this is not a poetry, this is not a theory, this is the lived reality of a pure devotee. Srila Rupa Goswami describes a striking example. A man falls into a hellish situation surrounded by filth, unbearable smell, worm, diseased people, and suffering everywhere. His eyes become sore, his body grows weak, his environment is terrifying. So, what does he do? He looked toward the Supreme Lord and prays, my Lord, I am in a hellish condition, but I will not forget your holy name. I will chant and remember you, and in this way I shall keep my body and soul together. So, this is extraordinary, where any ordinary person would collapse into fear, depression, or anger. A devotee chooses remembrance of Krishna. So it teaches us that the holy name is above circumstances. Hell cannot stop the holy name. Heaven cannot improve it. The power of the holy name is independent of material conditions. Devotional ecstasy can appear even in horrible situations. Srila Prabhupada often said, a devotee is never disturbed because he knows Krishna is in control. When the heart is fixed in Krishna, the outer situation becomes irrelevant. Krishna gives inner satisfaction to one who remembers him. This satisfaction is not psychological, it is spiritual nourishment directly from Krishna. And one who chants constantly Hare Krishna develops affection for Krishna and remain satisfied in any condition of life. Because chanting is not just a sound, it is Krishna himself, fully present, fully powerful, fully merciful. The Mahamantra is not a ritual, it is a relationship. Chanting awakens a love for Krishna, dependence on Krishna, trust in Krishna, and intimacy with Krishna. And when that love awakens, no external situation can shake the devotee's heart. So a devotee's happiness does not depend on the world, it depends on Krishna. And when we chant sincerely, when we remember the Lord with affection, when we hold on to his holy name, Krishna protects us, strengthens us, and fills our heart with spiritual satisfaction. Even in the darkest situation, the holy name becomes our light, companion, and deliverer. So let us pray today. O Krishna, please give me the strength to never forget your holy name. Yet my heart always be attached to you. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada quote. So today's teaching from Srila Prabhupada is extremely serious and very important for all the devotees, especially those connected with the holy name and the holy dham. Prabhupada warns, if someone deliberately commits sinful life and thinks, I am chanting Hare Krishna, so it will be counteracted. That person will be punished severely. This is one of the strongest warning Prabhupada ever gave. The holy name is not a license to sin. Sometimes people may think, I can do whatever I want, chanting will purify me. Let me live irresponsibly. The holy name will save me. Prabhupada calls such a person that rascal because this mentality is not devotion. It is offensive, specifically Nama Prad number 7, to commit sinful activities on the strength of chanting the holy name. The holy name is powerful, but it is meant to support hypocrisy or sinful. It is not meant to support hypocrisy or sinful intention. And misusing the holy dham is even more dangerous. Prabhupada continues, if one thinks I am living in Vrindavan, so I can do all nonsense, it will be counteracted. Such a person becomes a cat, dog, or monkey in Vrindavan because Vrindavan is Krishna's personal abode. Every dust particle is worshipable. The dham burns sin, but not sinful mentality. If someone uses the purity of dham to justify impurity, the dham correct them through punishment, not blessings. This is why Srila Prabhupada said, Vrindavan is for reforming, not for performing nonsense. Krishna sees our intention, not our geography. Just living in Vrindavan does not make one pure. Living with a pure heart makes one pure. A person can be in Vrindavan but absorbed in Maya. A person outside Vrindavan but absorbed in Krishna. So Lord Chaitanya teaches Vrindavan is a state of consciousness. If one stays in the Dham but offend, criticizes, sin, or exploit, then Dham does not tolerate it. So the Prabhupada is warning us, don't misuse chanting, don't misuse the Dham, don't misuse mercy, because Krishna is unlimitedly merciful, but he is not a foolish. He knows the heart. If we chant sincerely, even a little, Krishna forgives everything. But if we chant with the intention to cheat, Krishna rejects everything. So we must pray that, my Lord, please protect me from hypocrisy. Let me chant your name with clean heart. That humility attracts Krishna's mercy. And Guru and Krishna can never be cheated because they know us what we are and where we are. If we follow this instruction, our chanting becomes powerful, our devotion becomes pure, and our heart becomes peaceful. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada Leela Amrit. Today's passage is based on a very important incident from where Abhay Charan, at that time he was known by the name Abhay Charan, discusses the famous Gandhi Jina talk and the concept of unity in society. So, as Prabhupada heard the news that Gandhi Jina talks about unity have failed, and his response was very deep and philosophical. He said that even such political or social negotiations succeed, they eventually fail and break apart because they are based on temporary identities and selfish interest. And he also pointed out in India, Hindus and Muslims were fighting. In Europe, Christians were fighting Christian. In Asia, Buddhists were fighting Buddhists. So, what did this show? That fighting is not based on religion, it is based on selfish nature of the conditioned soul. As long as there is a desire for sense gratification, there will always be conflict. This is exactly what Srimad Bhagavatam calls Kalyu consciousness. And he further explained, even if temporary agreements are made, sooner or later they take the shape of another problem. Why? Because people are trying to unite on the basis of body, nation, religion, caste, language, political ideology. But these are all external labels. Real unity cannot come from external designation. It must come from spiritual identity that we are all eternal servant of Krishna. And Abhay wrote with great respect that Mahatma Gandhi is far above ordinary human being and we all respect him. But then he gave a very spiritually courageous suggestion that Gandhi should rise from the material platform and come to the transcendental platform. Only then can there be unity among all people. Even great reformer, great political leaders cannot achieve true unity unless they understand Krishna is the center. Just like spokes of the wheel are united at the hub, all humanity can unite only when Krishna is the central point. A Mahatma is one who engages all his energy in the service of Krishna. A real Mahatma is the devotee of Krishna. So, real unity is possible only when everyone serves the Supreme Personality of Godhead because Krishna is the common father of all living beings. We are all his children. Spiritual identity is universal and devotional service is the platform where everyone becomes equal. So, there is only Jiva Rupa Swarup Haya Krishnera Nitya Das. The eternal identity of every soul is Krishna's servant. So when Krishna is the center, unity flourishes. And only then humanity can rise above divisions and live in peace. So today's Bhagavad Gita verse is 15.19. It is from the chapter number 15, that is Purushottam Yoga, which reveals the highest point of spiritual realization. Krishna here reveals the ultimate knowledge. Krishna says, he who understands me as the Purushottama, the Supreme Person, is actually the knower of everything. This doesn't mean he becomes a scientist, historian, or scholar. It means He understands the essence of all knowledge. He knows the purpose of life. He knows the position of soul, material world, and Supreme Lord. Such a person is not confused by temporary identities or material illusions. Assam Buddha, without doubt. This word is very important. A devotee must come to the stage where he has no doubt that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, Krishna is the source of everything, Krishna is the goal of all spiritual paths. Krishna alone can give liberation. Doubt weakens devotion, faith strengthens devotion. Knowing Krishna leads automatically to bhakti. Krishna says, "He who knows me, worship me with all his heart." This means knowledge is not separate from devotion. When we understand Krishna, love naturally awakens. Devotion is the fruit of realization. The more we understand Krishna, the more we want to serve him. Bhakti is not forced. It is a natural response to recognize Krishna's greatness and mercy. Sarva Bhavena, with one's whole being. This is the essence of verse. Sarv Bhaven means with mind, with intelligence, with heart, with emotions, with body, with total sincerity. Bhakti is not partial commitment, it is total offering. Krishna does not want a corner of our heart, he wants the whole heart. When devotion becomes complete, life becomes peaceful because Krishna is the source of everything. He is the controller of time, he is the maintainer of living beings. So to know Krishna is to understand who we are, we are here, what our duty is, and what real happiness is, and how to return home back to Godhead. This is why Krishna says, "One who knows me is Sarvavid, the knower of everything essential." Hare Krishna. Now, this Srimad Bhagavatam verse explain. Earlier also we discussed the king Anga was a righteous, gentle, saintly king, but he had one sorrow that his son Vena was extremely cruel and demonic. Despite all his effort, despite charity, kindness, affection, punishment, nothing could transform Vena. Anga felt deep pain as a father, helplessness as a king, and frustration as a responsible ruler. The inner suffering kept him awake at night. And when a devotee becomes spiritually mature, material responsibilities become heavy when they no longer support spiritual growth. Nirvina manaha, that a heart is filled with detachment. The detachment was not depression, it was spiritual clarity. He realized that royal comfort cannot solve spiritual emptiness. Wealth cannot buy peace. Children cannot be controlled by desire. And material life will always bring some suffering. And so his heart naturally turned towards renunciation. This is not escapism, this is elevation. So it is midnight, the palace is quiet, the queen sleeps peacefully, and guards do not notice him. And kings walk away. No announcement, no farewell speech, no dramatic departure. Pure renunciation is silent, humble, and eternal. Anga does not renounce because of anger, he renounces because of realization. He has understood household life cannot give me what my soul is looking for, the shelter of Supreme Lord. So when the Bhagavatam says he went to the forest, it indicates going from complexity to simplicity, going from responsibility to introspection, leaving illusion and approaching truth, reducing distraction and increasing spiritual focus. The forest is not a physical location only, it is a spiritual shift of consciousness. So this verse teaches us that real detachment is internal. Spiritual life begins when we see insufficiency of material life, and renunciation, born of realization, is pure. And the heart must choose Krishna over comfort. King Anga's decision to walk away from worldly life is an enlightenment. So let us pray that we also develop discrimination, detachment, clarity, longing for Krishna, and courage to walk towards spiritual truth. Hare Krishna. So today we are reflecting on a very instructive verse from Chaitanya Charit Amrit describing the mentality of the young son of an elderly Brahmana who misused his intelligence. In Vedic society, the son is expected to honor the father, especially a Brahmana father. But this young man did the opposite. He publicly contradicted him, he misused his speech, he displayed pride. So, this shows that arrogance makes even a Brahmana behave like a fool. Intelligence without humility becomes dangerous. Birth in higher family means nothing if one lacks character. Spiritual progress cannot coexist with pride. So, world jugglery is not wisdom. This verse says, Vakya Chala. He juggled word. This means twisting statement, manipulating meaning, speaking clearly to defeat others, and showing off intelligence. So, this is the opposite of spiritual communication. Srila Prabhupada repeatedly warned that word jugglery may impress the foolish, but it does not impress Krishna. And Krishna is pleased by sincerity, truthfulness, humility, not by clever speech. The young Brahmana stood up before a respected assembly and spoke arrogantly. So, this demonstrates the lack of respect for elders, lack of respect for sacred vows, lack of fear of God, lack of spiritual training. So, and also we know that Lord Chaitanya teaches us that one must be humbler than a blade of grass. Without humility, no one can understand bhakti. Birth cannot protect us from bad conduct. So, this verse teaches us a deep truth that pride is the greatest enemy of spiritual life and humility is the greatest friend. And young Brahmana's son became arrogant and offensive, but the devotees should become gentle, respectful, and sincere. So, let us pray to Lord Chaitanya, please remove pride from my heart. Let me speak with you. Humility, act with sincerity, and serve with devotion. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj ki jai. His Holiness Bhakti Ashay Vaishnav Swami Maharaj ki jai. His Grace Rupa Vilas Prabhuji ki jai. All glories to assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji. Dandavat Pranam.